So next what we're going to do is create a mini panel that contains the set of blocks that are going to display site-wide on our site. So that's going to be this search block, this navigation block, and the user login block, which doesn't show here because we're already logged in. So to get to the mini panels, we're going to go to Structure, Mini Panels, and Add. So as part of this process, we're also going to move those blocks over to the right sidebar. So what I'm going to do is call this default right sidebar. I'm going to leave the administrative description and category empty for now and click continue. This allows us to add a context and a set of relationships to this panel, just like we can through the main panel's dialogues. We're going to skip this for now. And even though it suggests that we might be able to use the context of the current node we're on in order to display particular fields in our mini panel, that's not quite how it works, at least not yet. So we're going to go ahead and skip this and click continue. And notice that we're skipping through parts on the page using this breadcrumb area. If we wanted to go back to edit these settings later on, then we can click on these individually. So previously when we built a panel, we used the builder's layout, but for this case, we're going to use a single column layout. This is going to be in the sidebar region, and we don't want to split up the sidebar further into additional columns. This is going to be a single column that's going to be positioned in the sidebar. So again, the idea of mini panels is that we can insert that mini panel anywhere in one of the theme regions on the site. I'm going to click continue. Now, because this is going to display as a block, we can set the title. In this case, we're going to set it to no title because we don't want any title to display above this collection of blocks. Now here we have our middle column, which is our entire layout, and we can click the cogwheel in order to add content. So I'm going to click Add Content. And now if you haven't explored this before and already know where our blocks are going to be that we want to display, our navigation block and our search block, then you may end up clicking around here, and that could be a good thing to do. So if you haven't done that already, you haven't explored exactly what's in each one of these sections, maybe now's a good time to do that. If you decide to explore, when you're done, the search block is in the widgets section, so I'll click widgets, and then I'll add search form. We'll go ahead and leave the title as is and click finish. And then we'll click the cogwheel and add content again. And the navigation menu is in the menu section, and it's going to be navigation. So I'll click on navigation and click finish. And finally, we have our user login form. So I'll click the cogwheel, add content. I'll click on widgets, and I'll add the user login form here, and then we'll click finish. Okay, so keep in mind that in that process, you saw that we could override the title of any of these blocks, which is kind of handy. We saw how difficult that was to do with the context module on its own. So this can be a way to be able to have more control over those titles, but still be able to use context. Ultimately, this mini panel will be exposed as a block, and we'll position it using the context module. Okay, let's go ahead and save this by clicking finish.